Quiet, calculated, precise. Ask anyone at Cordisco's Chess Center and they'll tell you that chess takes practice, determination, and skill. And everyone has a different reason to compete in Broome County's 3rd annual chess tournament.
There are beautiful ideas involved, visually, calculating ideas. When I say beautiful, it's aesthetically pleasing. It's a lot of fun. It's more than fun. It's rewarding. And there's a social aspect to it also. The chess people are great.
And others say,
when you're a kid, between now, thousands. We used to play thousands and thousands of games. There used to be a chess club at the YMCA downtown.
It's fun because it's a challenge.
But for Noah Drum, chess is a passion that he's had since he was 5 years old.
You have to sit down and actually take the time to learn it. And once you play your first game, then you pretty much remember the rules.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard because there's different moves you can do.
Noah and Dan both agree that chess is a great thing for kids to learn. It's fun, it helps you think, and it gets you out of the house.
You have to have skills in playing it. It's not something you just know, because it's more constructive than just watching TV or playing video games.
From its believed origins in the 6th century to practically being standard on most computers now, this mathematical game isn't just for pros.
You have to have patience and discipline and really think your moves ahead of time and really see the consequences of your action. I think it's a very good activity for kids.
And whether you know what castling is or not,
this here?
Yes.
And then are you
King right there.
this back?
chess is a game that both young and old can excel at, and Dan's dad says that he's already doing great.
Those older brothers, watch out. Here he comes.
64 squares, 32 pieces, and lots of fun. In Binghamton, Elise McGlonis, YNN.
The Grenke Chess Classic, February 2nd through February 9th, 2015. World-class tournament. World champion Magnus Carlsen is there. Also, Vishy Anand, former world champion, is there. Many other great players. Levin Aronian, great world-class player. Mickey Adams from England. Fabiano Caruana, Italian-American. Nadich, top German player. Don't miss any of the action. And here are the standings after 4 rounds in the Grenke Chess Classic 2015. Surprisingly, Nadich with 3 points. 2 draws and 2 wins in first place. Carlsen and Caruana tied for second. Mickey Adams right up there in Bacro, tied at 2 points. Vishy, he's having a hard time. 3 draws but no losses. Aronian, the same thing. And Barmetsky with 1 point. And there is the standings after 4 rounds in the Grenke Chess Classic 2015. Hi folks, John Cordisco here. Round 4 of the Grenke Chess Classic 2015 being played in Germany. This is a matchup we've seen a million times, well, at least lately anyway. Vishy Anand is white, former world champion, and Magnus Carlsen is black, current world champion. This is the first time they played since Vishy, well, I should say Carlsen defended his title last year, so it's going to be interesting. Anand is white and Carlsen is black. Now, you're going to see a Dutch again. So 2 Dutches. G3, knight, bishop, E6, pretty much standard stuff. This is all book. In fact, it's a book move until move 12. C6, knight F3, pawn, castles. I find it interesting that Carlsen would pick a Dutch against Vishy. Interesting. Bishop D6. Your basic Dutch stonewall. You get this 3-pawn configuration here. It makes this late squared bishop useless for a long time. B3. Queen E7. Maybe I should play the Dutch against D4. It looks like fun. Knight D5. Most guys go E4 against me, though. That's the problem. Castles. Knight D2. A5. Bishop B2. This is all book, so I'm not going to take too much time. This configuration here gets kind of crazy, though. Queen C2, A4. Now the computer likes pawn takes pawn. And what Vichy did was knight over here. Tiny advantage for white at this point. I've got my computer on off screen. And knight to E4. And that's the last book move. Which I'm sure these guys, we got a current world champion and a former world champion. I'm sure they must know how the hell to play the Dutch. I have no doubt. E3. A3. That pawn looks pretty dangerous there, but bishop. Is it worth losing that really good knight on E4 for black for his bishop? No, he went the other way. Knight takes. Bishop D7. Finally got bishop to go somewhere. Eventually, if he doesn't push and this bishop can get out, he's going to have to go this way to get the bishop in play. A lot of tempos. And this is where I'm really surprised. Because Vichy took his really good knight on E5 and took Magnus's really crappy bishop on D7. The really good knight against the, maybe he thought bishop was going to take the knight on E5, I don't know. That tells me he kind of lost his nerve a little bit. And Vichy, of course, is a little gun shy against Magnus, being what happened the last couple of world championships. But I will give Vichy this. He won the candidates tournament to get a rematch. So good for him. C5, pushing the bishop back. Now, it's got knight takes C3 for black here. Or excuse me, F3 for white, then knight takes C3. Vichy decides to go B4 instead. Right now, it's an even game. And this is something that Magnus does that really surprises me. I show you the post-game interview, but it's produced by Chess24. And I'm trying to work it out with Macaulay Peterson to maybe show some of the post-mortems of the players, being they own the copyright. He was nice enough to send me a message and not give me a copyright strike here on YouTube. But I'm hoping to work out a deal with them where we can start showing them, because they're really interesting. H5 he goes, and that's really an interesting move. He's going all out against Vichy. He's going all out. F3, bishop B1, pretty close in score. Vichy goes bishop B1. And E5, here we go. We're going to open it up. Pawn takes, D takes. Rook D1. Here we go. The only problem with the Dutch, though, is sometimes you'll see the black king. It's going to be really exposed. Queen E6. Finally, Anand kicks the knight. Knight goes back to F6. Bishop to H3. And Vichy's really okay here. Quarter pawn advantage for white. We'll say it's even. Bishop B2 or G6. Decides to go G6. E4 for Vichy. Carlsen takes. Anand takes. Now he goes bishop B2, and here's the plan. Now, this queen can take this pawn, because the queen can't guard it anymore. Give you an idea about knight takes E4. Queen takes. He can't retake. This pawn will, or bishop will take queen. Queen B1, and white wins easily. So those three pawns aren't so free, folks. Pawn takes. Queen takes. Now it looks really dangerous, that pawn all the way down on the 6th rank, but the computer has it as even. Bishop F2, the computer does, which Vichy does. G5. which gives this pawn here to be passed, but we'll have to see. But actually, it's hemming in this bishop. Rook FD1. And Carlsen comes all the way back with his queen. He made his point. He's got that pawn on A2 gone. Now Vishy's got to worry about that pawn. Rook E6. Interesting, interesting. Knight G4. Bishop almost has to take. He can check with the rook first, but bishop takes, pawn takes. Then he checks with the rook. Now, it's dead even here. Around move 31, I don't think Vishy was in time trouble. Magnus goes king to H7, not a problem. He just goes back to rook to E6. But he makes a very human move. Rook to D7. And bang, just like that. It went from even to over a 6-point advantage for Carlsen. After rook to E6, rook comes over, rook comes over. Vishy's fine. He went rook to D7. Got a little too fancy for his own good. Queen takes. F6. And what's... Now stop the video now and see if you can find... Rook takes F6 is in there as well, but... Find the move for Magnus, for black. That saves the game. Queen to D1, I should say wins the game. Not as good as bishop takes, but after rook takes, king H8, rook checks, king G8, rook checks, king G8, and so on and so on. That's dead drawn. But after queen to D1, Vishy has to take the queen. King takes the rook. 2 rooks for a queen, but it's almost over a 9-point advantage for black. Queen to D3 check. King to H6. There goes the checks. H4. Pawn takes. And that's where Vishy finally resigned. So that's enough. Give you an idea what will happen after F7. I mean, he's just doomed. What's he gonna do? He's really in a jam here. And that's, well, rook after D8 is his only other alternative. After queen to F5, it's pretty much over anyway. So, unfortunately, Vishy lost his first game after the World Championship last year to Magnus. It's got to hurt you a little bit. I'm sure he's mentally, it hurts him. But he played very well. A really exciting game up till that miscalculation. So, there's a game from round 4 of the Grenke Chess Classic 2015 being played in Germany. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to mention that I've got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you very, very much. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.